Welcome to Clay High School's virtual staged reading of Shakespeare's A Midsummer Night's Dream. Here is your cast for tonight. Riley Dewispelaere.
I'm playing Puck and Snug.
Zaid Omari.
I'm playing Theseus and Oberon.
Lila Beard.
Playing Hippolyta and Titania.
Connor Cheney.
Playing Lysander and Flute.
Nathan Flesh.
Playing Demetrius.
Abigail Trawick.
Playing Hermia and Starveling.
Lucy Beard.
Playing Helena and Snout.
Bree Nickerson.
Playing Aegeus and Nick Bottom.
And Rob Hunt.
Playing Quince.
All right, let's get started. Act 1, Scene 1. Athens, the Palace of Theseus.
Now, fair Hippolyta, our nuptial hour draws on apace. 4 happy days bring in another moon, but, oh, methinks how slow this old moon wanes. She lingers my desires like to a stepdame or a dowager, long withering out a young man revenue.
4 days will quickly steep themselves in night. 4 nights will quickly dream away the time. And then the moon, like a silver bow, now bent in heaven, shall behold the night of our solemnities.
Hippolyta, I wooed thee with my sword, and won thy love doing thee injuries, but I will wed thee in another key, with pomp, with triumph, and with reveling.
Happy be Theseus, our renowned duke.
Thanks, good Aegeus. What's the news with thee?
Full of vexation come I, with complaint against my child, my daughter Hermia. Stand forth, Demetrius. My noble lord, this man hath my consent to marry her. Stand forth, Lysander, and my gracious duke, this man hath bewitched the bosom of my child. Thou, Lysander, thou hast given her rhymes and interchanged love tokens with my child. Thou hast by moonlight at her window sung, with feigning voice verses of feigning love, and stolen the impression of her fantasy, with bracelets of thy hair, rings, gauds, conceits. With cunning hast thou filched my daughter's heart, turned her obedience, which is due to me, to stubborn harshness. And, my gracious duke, be it so she will not hear before your grace, consent to marry with Demetrius. I beg the ancient privilege of Athens, as she is mine, I may dispose of her, which shall be either to this gentleman or to her death according to our law, immediately provided in that case.
What you say, Hermia? Be advised, fair maid, to you your father should be as a god. Demetrius is a worthy gentleman.
So is Lysander.
In himself he is, but in this kind, wanting your father's voice, the other must be held the worthier.
I would, my father, look it but with my eyes.
Rather your eyes must with his judgment look.
I do entreat your grace to pardon me. I know not by what power I am made bold, nor how it may concern my modesty, in such a presence here to plead my thoughts, but I beseech your grace that I may know the worst that may befall me in this case, if I refuse to wed Demetrius.
Either to die the death, or to abjure forever the society of men. Therefore, fair Hermia, question your desires, whether if you yield not to your father's choice, you can endure the livery of a nun, to live a barren sister all your life, chanting fate hymns to the cold, fruitless moon. Thrice blessed they that master so their blood to undergo such maiden pilgrimage. But earthlier happy is the rose distilled, than that which, withering on the virgin thorn grows, but lives and dies in single blessedness.
So will I grow old, so live, so die, my lord, ere I will my virgin pattern up unto his lordship, whose unwished yoke my soul consents not to give sovereignty.
Take time to pause, and by the next new moon, the sealing day betwixt my love and me, upon that day either prepare to die for disobedience to your father's will, or else to wed Demetrius as he would, or on Diana's altar to protest for I, uncertainty, and single life.
Relent, sweet Hermia, and Lysander yield, thy crazed title to my certain right.
You have her father's love, Demetrius. Let me have Hermia's. Do you marry him?
Scornful Lysander! True, he hath my love, and what is mine my love shall render him, and she is mine, and all my right of her I do estate unto Demetrius.
I am, my lord, as well as derived is he, as well possessed my love is more than his. My fortunes every day is fairly ranked, if not with vantage as Demetrius's. And which is more than all these boasts can be, I am beloved of beauteous Hermia. Why should not I then prosecute my right? Demetrius, I'll avouch to his head, made love to Nethar's daughter, Helena, and won her soul, and she, sweet lady, devotedly dotes in idolatry, upon this spotted and inconsistent man.
I must confess that I have heard so much, and with Demetrius thought to have spoke thereof, but being overfull of self-affairs, my mind did lose it. But Demetrius, come, and come Aegeus, you shall go with me. I have some private schooling for you both. For you, fair Hermia, look you arm yourself to fit your fancies to your father's will, or else the law of Athens yields you up to death, or to a vow of single life. Come, my Hippolyta, what cheer, my love? Demetrius and Aegeus go along. I must employ you in some business against our nuptial and confer with you of something nearly that concerns yourselves.
With duty and desire, we follow you.
How now, my love? Why is your cheek so pale? How chance the roses there do fade so fast?
Belike for want of rain, which I could well beteem them from the tempest of my eyes.
Ay me, for aught that I could ever read, could ever hear by tale or history, the course of true love never did run smooth, but either it was different in blood,
O cross, too high to be enthralled too low,
or else misgraft in respect of years,
O spite, too old to be engaged to young,
or else stood upon the choice of friends,
O hell, to choose love by another's eyes.
Oh, or if there were sympathy in choice, war, death, or sickness did lay siege to it, making it momentary as a sound, swift as a shadow, short as any dream. So quick bright things come to confusion.
Then let us teach our trial patience, because it is a customary cross, as due to love as thoughts and dreams and sighs, wishes and tears, poor fancy's followers.
A good persuasion. Therefore, hear me, Hermia. I have a widow aunt, a dowager, a great revenue, and she hath no child. From Athens is her house, remote 7 leagues, and she respects me as her only son. There, gentle Hermia, I may marry thee. And to that place the sharp Athenian law cannot pursue us. If thou lovest me then, steal forth thy father's house tomorrow night, and in the wood, a league without the town, there I will stay for thee.
My good Lysander, I swear to thee, by Cupid's strongest bow, by all the vows that ever men have spoke, in number more than ever women spoke, in that same place thou hast appointed me, tomorrow truly will I meet with thee.
Keep promise. Look, here comes Helena.
Godspeed, fair Helena, whither away?
Call you me fair? That fair again unsay. Demetrius loves your fair. Oh, happy fair! Your eyes are lodestars, and your tongue sweet air, more tunable than lark to shepherd's ear. When wheat is green, when hawthorn's buds appear, sickness is catching. Oh, were favor so! Yours would I catch, fair Hermia, ere I go. My ear should catch your voice, my eye, your eye, my tongue should catch your tongue's sweet melody. Oh, teach me how you look, with what art you sway the motion of Demetrius's heart.
I frown upon him, yet he loves me still.
Oh, that frowns would teach my smile such skill.
I give him curses, yet he gives me love.
Oh, that my prayers could such affection move.
The more I hate, the more he follows me.
The more I love, the more he hateth me.
His folly, Helena, is no fault of mine.
None but your beauty. Would that fault were mine.
Take comfort, he no more shall see my face. Lysander and myself will fly this place. Before the time I did Lysander see, seemed Athens as a paradise to me. Oh, then what graces in my love do dwell, that he hath turned a heaven unto a hell.
Helen, to our minds we will unfold, tomorrow night, a time that lovers' flights doth still conceal. Through Athens' gates have we devised to steal.
And in the wood there my Lysander and myself shall meet, and thence from Athens turn away our eyes. Farewell, sweet playfellow, pray thou for us, and good luck grant thee thy Demetrius. Keep word, Lysander, we must starve our sight, from lovers' food till morrow deep midnight.
I will, my Hermia. Helena, adieu. As you on him, Demetrius dote on you.
How happy some or others some can be. Through Athens I am thought to be as fair as she. But what of that? Demetrius thinks not so. He will not know what all but he do know. And as his heirs doting on Hermia's eyes, so I, admiring of his qualities, love looks not with the eyes, but with the mind. And therefore is winged Cupid painted blind, and therefore is love said to be a child, because in choice he is so oft beguiled. For ere Demetrius looked on Hermia's eyne, he hailed down oaths that he was only mine. And when his hail some heat from Hermia felt, so he dissolved, and showers of oaths did melt. I will go tell him of fair Hermia's flight. Then to the wood will he tomorrow night pursue her. And for this intelligence, if I have thanks, it is a dear expense. But hair and mean I do enrich my pain, to have his sight thither and back again.
Act 1, Scene 2. Athens, Quince's house.
Is all our company here? Here's the scroll of every man's name, which is thought fit through all Athens, to play in our interlude before the Duke and the Duchess on his wedding day at night.
First, good Peter Quince, say what the play treats on, then read the names of the actors, and so grow to a point.
Mary, our play is the most lamentable comedy and most cruel death of Pyramus and Thisbe.
A very good piece of work, I assure you, and a merry. Now, good Peter Quince, call forth your actors by the scroll. Masters, spread yourselves.
Answer as I call you. Nick Bottom, the weaver.
Ready? Name what part I am for, and proceed.
You, Nick Bottom, are set down for Pyramus.
What is Pyramus? A lover or a tyrant?
A lover that kills himself, most gallant for love.
That will lash some tears in the true performing of it. If I do it, let the audience look to their eyes. I will move storms. I will condole in some measure to the rest. Yet my chief humor is for a tyrant. I could play Heracles rarely, or a part to Terracadon, to make all split the raging rocks, and shivering shocks shall break the locks of prison gates, and Phoebus' car shall shine from far, and make and mar the foolish fates. This was lofty. Now name the rest of the players.
Francis Flute, the bellows mender.
Here, Peter Quince.
Flute, you must take Thisbe on you.
What is Thisbe? A wandering knight?
It is the lady that Pyramus must love.
Nay, faith, let me not play a woman. I have a beard coming.
That's all one. You shall play it in a mask, and you may speak as small as you will.
And I may hide my face. Let me play Thisbe too. I'll speak in a monstrous little voice. Thisne, Thisne, Aw, Pyramus, lover dear, thy Thisbe dear, and lady dear.
No. You must play Pyramus, and flute, you Thisbe.
Well, proceed.
Robin Starveling, the tailor.
Here, Peter Quince.
Robin Starveling, you must play Thisbe's mother. Tom Snout, the tinker.
Here, Peter Quince.
You, Pyramus's father. Myself, Thisbe's father. Snug, the joiner. You, the lion's part. And I hope here's a play fitted.
Have you the lion's part written? Pray you, if it be, give it me, for I am slow of study.
You may do it extempore, for it's nothing but roaring.
Let me play the lion too. I will roar that I will do any man's heart good to hear me. I will roar that I will make the duke say, let him roar again, let him roar again.
And you should do it too terribly. You would fright the duchess and the ladies, that they would shriek, and that were enough to hang us all.
I grant you, friends, if that you should fright the ladies out of their wits, they would have no more discretion but to hang us. But I will aggravate my voice so that I will roar you as gently as any sucking dove. I will roar you, Antwer, any nightingale.
You can play no part but Pyramus, for Pyramus is a sweet-faced man, a proper man, as one shall see in a summer's day, a most lovely gentleman-like man. Therefore you must needs play Pyramus.
Well, I will undertake it.
Masters, here are your parts, and I am to entreat you, request you, and desire you to con them by tomorrow night, and meet me in the palace wood, a mile without the town, by moonlight. There we will rehearse, for if we meet in the city we shall be dogged with company, and our devices known.
We will meet, and there we may rehearse most obscenely and courageously. Take pains, be perfect. Adieu.
Act 2, Scene 1, a wood near Athens.
The king doth keep his revels here tonight. Take heed the queen come not within his sight. For Oberon is passing fell in wrath, because that she as her attention hath a lovely boy stolen from an Indian king. She never had so sweet a changeling, and jealous Oberon would have the child, a knight of his train, that traces the forest wild. But she perforce withholds the loved boy, crowns him with flowers, and makes him all her joy. And now they never meet in grove or green, by fountain clear or spangled starlight sheen. But they do swear that all their elves for fear creep into acorn cups and hide them there. I am that merry wanderer of the night. I jest to Oberon and make him smile, when I a fat bean-fed horse beguile, neighing in likeness of a filly foal. And sometimes I lurk in a gossip's bowl, in very likeness of a roasted crab. And when she drinks, against her lips I bob, and on her withered dewlap pour the ale. The wisest aunt, telling the saddest tale. Then, sometime, for 3-foot stool mistaketh me. Then slip I from her bum, down topples she, and then the whole choir hold their hips and laugh, and waxen in their mirth and knees and swear a merrier hour was never wasted there. But room! Here comes Oberon, and here his mistress would that she were gone.
All met by moonlight, proud Titania.
What jealous Oberon, I have forsworn your bed and company.
Tarry, rash wanton. Am I not thy lord?
Then I must be thy lady. Why art thou here?
Why should Titania cross her Oberon? I do but beg a little changeling boy to be my henchman.
Set your heart a rest. The fairy land buys not the child of me. His mother was a votress of my order. Full often hath she gossiped by my side, and sat with me on Neptune's yellow sands, marking the embarked traders on the flood. When we half laugh to see the sails conceive, and grow big-bellied with the wanton wind, which she with pretty and with swimming gait following her room, then rich with my young squire, would imitate, and sail upon the land, to fetch me trifles and return again, as from a voyage, rich with merchandise. But the being mortal of that boy did die, and for her sake I do rear up her boy. and for her sake I will not part with him.
How long within this wood intend you stay?
Perchance till after Theseus's wedding day. If you will patiently dance in our round and see our moonlight revels, go with us. If not, shun me, and I will spare your haunts.
Give me that boy, and I will go with thee.
Not for thy fairy kingdom. Now I away. I shall chide downright if I longer stay.
Well, go thy way. Thou shalt not from this grove, till I torment thee for this injury. My gentle Puck, come hither. Thou'st rememberest since once I sat upon a promontory, and heard a mermaid on a dolphin's back, uttering such dulcet and harmonious breath, that the rude sea grew civil at her song, and certain stars shot madly from their spears to hear the sea maid's music.
I remember.
That very time I saw you, but thou couldst not, flying between the cold moon and the earth. Cupid all armed, a certain aim he took at a fair vestal throned by the west, and loosed his love shaft smartly from his bow, as it should pierce 100,000 hearts. Yet marked I where the bolt of Cupid fell. It fell upon a western flower. Fetch me that flower, the herb I showed thee once. The juice on it of a sleeping eyelids laid will make or man or woman madly dote upon the next live creature that it sees. Fetch me this herb, and be thou here again. Having once this juice, I'll watch Titania when she is asleep, and drop the liquor of it on her eyes. The next thing then she waking looks upon, be it lion, bear, or wolf, or bull, or on a meddling monkey, or a busy ape, she shall pursue it with the soul of love. And ere I take this charm from off her sight, as I can take it with another herb, I'll make her render up her page to me. But who comes here? I am invisible, and I will overhear their conference.
I love thee not, therefore pursue me not. Where is Lysander and fair Hermia? Thou toldest me they were stolen under this wood, and here am I, and woed within this wood, because I cannot meet my Hermia. Hence, get thee gone, and follow me no more.
You draw me, you hard-hearted adamant.
Do I entice you? Do I speak you fair? Or rather, do I not in plainest truth tell you I do not, nor I cannot love you?
And even for that I love you the more. I am your spaniel, and Demetrius, use me but as your spaniel. Spurn me, strike me, neglect me, lose me. Only give me leave, unworthy as I am, to follow you. What worser place can I beg in your love, and yet a place of high respect with me, than to be used as you use your dog?
Tempt not too much the hatred of my spirit, for I am sick when I do look on thee.
And I am sick when I look not on you.
You do impeach your modesty too much. To leave the city and commit yourself into the hands of one that loves you not.
Your virtue is my privilege. For that, it is not night when I do see your face. Therefore, I think I am not in the night. For doth this wood lack worlds of company? For you in my respect are all the world. How can it be said I am alone, when all the world is here to look on me?
I'll run from thee, and hide me in the brakes, and leave thee to the mercy of wild beasts.
The wildest hath not such a heart as you. Run when you will, the story shall be changed. The dove pursues the griffin, the mild hind makes speed to catch the tiger, bootless speed, when cowardice pursues and valor flies.
I will not stay thy questions. Let me go.
You do me mischief. Fie, Demetrius, your wrongs do set a scandal on my sex. We cannot fight for love as men may do. We should be wooed, and we're not made to woo. I'll follow thee and make a heaven of hell, to die upon the hand I love so well.
Fare thee well, nymph. Ere he do leave this grove, thou shalt fly him, and he shall seek thy love. Hast thou the flower there? Welcome, wanderer.
Aye, there it is.
I pray thee, give it me. I know a bank where the wild thyme blows, where sleeps Titania sometimes of the night. And with the juice of this, I'll streak her eyes and make her full of hateful fantasies. Take thou some of it, and seek through this grove. A sweet Athenian lady is in love with a dreadful youth. Anoint his eyes, but do it when the next thing he espies may be the lady. Thou shalt know the man by the Athenian garments he hath on. Affect it with some care, that he may prove more fond of her than she upon her love. And look thou, meet me ere the first thing the cock crow.
Fear not, my lord, your servant shall do so.
Act 2, Scene 2, another part of the wood.
You spotted snakes with double tongue, thorny hedgehogs, be not seen. Newts and blind worms do no wrong. Come not near our fairy queen. Philomel with melody, sing our sweet lullaby. Lulla, lulla, lullaby, lulla, lulla, lullaby. Never harm nor spell nor charm. Come our lovely lady night, so good night with lullaby. Weaving spiders, come not here, hence you long-legged spinners, hence. Beetles black, approach not near. Worm nor snail, do no offense.
What thou seest when thou dost wake, do it for thy true love's sake. Love and language for his sake, be it ounce or a cat or bear. Pard or boar with bristled hair, in thy eye thou shalt appear. What thou wakest, it is thy dear. Wake when some vile thing is near.
Fair love, you faint with wandering in the wood, and speak to troth. I have forgot our way. Wilt rest us, Hermia, if you think it good, and tarry for the comfort of the day.
Be it so, Lysander, find you out to bed, for I upon this bank will rest my head.
One turf shall serve as a pillar for us both. One heart, one bed, two bosoms, and one troth.
Nay, good Lysander, for my sake, my dear, lie further off yet, do not lie so near.
Oh, take the sense, sweet of my innocence. Love takes meaning in love's conference. I mean, that my heart unto yours is knit, so one heart we can make of it.
Lysander riddles very prettily, but gentle friend, for love and courtesy, lie further off in human modesty. Such separation as may well be said becomes a virtuous bachelor and a maid. So far be distant, and good night, sweet friend. Thy love ne'er alter till thy sweet life end.
Amen. Amen to that prayer, to that fair prayer, say I. And then end life when I end loyalty.
Through the forest have I gone, but Athenian found I none, on whose eyes I might approve the flower's force in stirring love, night and silence. Who is here? Weeds of Athens he doth wear. This is he, my master said, despised the Athenian maid. Oh, and hear the maiden's sleeping sound on the dank and dirty ground. Oh, pretty soul, she durst not lie near this lack love, this kill courtesy. Churl, upon thy eyes I throw all the power of this charm doth owe. When thou wakest, let love forbid sleep his seat on thy eyelid. So awake when I am gone, for I must now go to Oberon.
Stay, though thou kill me, sweet Demetrius.
I charge thee, hence, and do not haunt me thus.
Oh, wilt thou, darkling, leave me? Do not so.
Stay on thy peril, I alone will go.
Oh, I am out of breath in this fond chase. The more my prayer, the lesser is my grace. Happy is Hermia, where so she lies, for she hath blessed and attractive eyes. How came her eyes so bright? Not with salt tears. If so, my eyes are oftener watched than hers. No, no, I am as ugly as a bear, for beasts that meet me run away for fear. But who is here? Lysander? On the ground? Dead or asleep? I see no blood, no wound. Lysander, if you live, good sir, awake!
And run through fire, I will for thy sweet sake. Transparent Helena, nature shows art, that through thy bosom makes me see thy heart. Where is Demetrius? Oh, how fit a word is that vile name to perish on my sword.
Do not say so, Lysander. Say not so. What though he love your Hermia? Lord, what though? Yet Hermia still loves you. Then be content.
Content? With Hermia? No. I do repent the tedious minutes I with her have spent. Not Hermia, but Helena I love, who with not charge a raven for a dove. The will of a man is by reason swayed, and reason says you are the worthier maid.
Wherefore was I to see this keen mockery born, when at your hands did I deserve this scorn? Is't not enough, young man, that I did never, no, nor never can, deserve a sweet look from Demetrius's eye. But you must flout my insufficiency. But fare you well. Perforce I must confess, I thought you lord of more true gentleness.
She's not Hermia. Hermia, sleep thou there, and never mayest thou come Lysander near. For as surfeit is of the sweetest things, the deepest loathing of the stomach brings. And all my powers address your love and might, to honor Helen, and to be her knight.
Help me, Lysander, help me! Do thy best to pluck this crawling serpent from my breast. Oh, ay me for pity, what a dream was here. Lysander, look how I do quake with fear. Methought a serpent eat my heart away, and you sat smiling at his cruel prey. Lysander, what removed? Lysander, Lord, what out of hearing gone? No sound, no word? Alack, where are you? Speak, and if you hear, speak of all loves. I swoon almost with fear. No? Then I well perceive you all not nigh. Either death or you I'll find immediately.
Act 3, Scene 1, The Wood.
Are we all met?
Pat, pat, and here's a marvelous convenient place for our rehearsal.
Peter Quince.
What sayest thou, Bully Bottom?
There are things in this comedy of Pyramus and Thisbe that will never please. First, Pyramus must draw a sword to kill himself, which the ladies cannot abide. How answer you that?
A fire lake in a perilous fear.
I believe we must leave the killing out when all is done.
Not a whit. I have a device to make all well. Write me a prologue, and that the prologue seem to say, we will do no harm with our swords, and that Pyramus is not killed indeed, and for the more better assurance, tell them that I, Pyramus, am not Pyramus, but Bottom the Weaver. This will put them out of fear.
Well, we will have such a prologue.
Will not the ladies be afeard of the lion?
I fear it, I promise you.
Masters, you ought to consider with yourselves to bring in, God shield us, a lion among ladies. It's a most dreadful thing, for there is not a more fearful wild foal than your lion living, and we ought to look to it.
Therefore another prologue must tell he is not a lion.
Nay, you must name his name, and half his face must be seen through the lion's neck, and he himself must speak through, saying thus, or to the same effect, ladies, or fair ladies, I would wish you, or I would request you, or I would entreat you, not to fear, not to tremble, my life for yours. If you think I come hither as a lion, it were pity of my life. No, I am no such thing. I am a man as other men are, and there indeed let him name his name, and tell them plainly he is Snug the joiner.
Well, it shall be so. But there's two hard things. That is, to bring the moonlight into a chamber, for you know Pyramus and Thisbe meet by moonlight.
Doth the moon shine that night we play our play?
A calendar, look in the almanac, find out moonshine, find out moonshine.
Yes, it doth shine that night.
Why then, may you leave a casement of the great chamber window where we play open, and the moon may shine in at that casement.
Aye, or else one must come in with a bush of thorns and a lanthorn, and say he comes to disfigure or to present the person of moonshine. Then there's another thing. We must have a wall in the great chamber, for Pyramus and Thisbe, says the story, did talk through the chink of a wall.
You could never bring in a wall. What say you, Bottom?
Some man or other must present wall, and let him have some plaster, or some loam, or some rough cast about him, to signify wall, and let him hold his fingers thus, and through that cranny shall Pyramus and Thisbe whisper.
If that may be, then all is well. Come, sit down, every mother's son, and rehearse your parts. Pyramus, you begin. When you have spoken your speech, enter into that break, and so everyone according to his cue.
What hempen homespuns have we swaggering here, so near that cradle of the fairy queen? What? A play toward? I'll be an auditor.
Speak, Pyramus. Thisbe, stand forth.
Thisbe, the flowers of odious Savior sweet.
Odors,
Savior sweet. So hath thy breath, my dearest Thisbe dear. But hark, a voice. Stay thou but here a while, and by I will to thee appear.
A stranger Pyramus than ever played here.
Must I speak now?
Aye, Mary, must you. For you must understand he goes but to see a noise that is heard, and is to come again.
Most radiant Pyramus, most lily white hue, of color like the red rose and the triumphant briar, as true of the truest horse, that yet would never tire. I'll meet thee, Pyramus, at Ninny's tomb.
Ninus' tomb, man. Why, you must not speak that yet, that you answer to Pyramus. You speak all your part at once, cues and all. Pyramus, enter. Your cue is past. It is never tire.
Oh, as true as truest horse, that would never tire.
If I were fair, Thisbe, I were only thine.
Oh, monstrous, oh, strange, we are haunted. Pray, masters, fly, masters, help.
Why do they run away? This is a knavery of them to make me afeard.
Oh, Bottom, thou art changed. What do I see on thee?
What do you see? You see an ass head of your own, do you?
Bless thee, Bottom, bless thee. Thou art translated.
I see their knavery. This is to make an ass of me, to fright me if they could. But I will not stir from this place. Do what they can. I will walk up and down here, and I will sing that they shall hear. I am not afraid.
What angel wakes me from my flowery bed? Gentle mortal, sing again. Mine ear is much enamored with thy note. So this is mine eye enthralled to thy shape, and thy fair, virtuous force perforce doth move me, on the first view to say, I swear I love thee.
Methinks, mistress, you should have little reason for that. And yet, to say the truth, reason and love keep little company together nowadays. The more the pity that some honest neighbors will not make them friends. Nay, I can gleek upon occasion.
Thou art as wise as thou art beautiful.
Not so, neither. But if I had wit enough to get out of this wood, I have enough to serve mine own turn.
Out of this wood, do not desire to go. Thou shalt remain here, whether thou will or no. I am a spirit of no common rate, and I do love thee, therefore go with me. I shall be kind and courteous to this gentleman, hop on his walks and gambol in his eyes, feed him with apricots and dewberries, with purple grapes, green figs and mulberries, the honey bags steal from the humble bees, and for night tapers crop their waxen thighs, and light from them at fiery glowworms' eyes, to have my love to bed and to arise, and pluck the wings from painted butterflies, to fan the moonbeams in his sleeping eyes.
I cry your worship's mercy heartily. I shall desire you of more acquaintance.
The moon methinks looks with a watery eye, and then she weeps with every little flower, lamenting some enforced chastity. Tie up my love's tongue, bring him silently.
And that is the end of our first half. We will now give you an optional intermission. Feel free to grab some drinks, grab a drink or some food. If you order any food using curbside or delivery, please make sure that you tip the delivery people.